Hello, everyone. My name's Kristin. My parents are Mike and Joyce. They're up there. I guess I'm just going to start. When I was 15, my parents got divorced. And it really shocked me, and it really was just, it wrecked my world. So I started cutting myself, and I started getting really depressed, and I even wrote the suicide letters. Thank God I didn't do it, but I even wrote suicide letters, and my dad became an alcoholic. We were really close, and he became a person I didn't even know. I eventually moved in with my mom and stayed with my sister some. I was drinking then when I was 15. I then started, whenever I really started staying with my mom all the time, I started going to church at Ewan Church of God. And it was my first time in a Pentecostal church, and it was really scary, but it was awesome. I graduated high school and got a full scholarship to Northwest Shoals for singing. I eventually started partying again, and I lost my scholarship. I was still going to church. I would sometimes even I would be partying all night Saturday night and go to church drunk the next morning, which is horrible when I think about it now. But it was in this time that I met my husband, which is my ex-husband now. We got engaged and we got married, and he began being really controlling and abusive. After a year of marriage, I left him for a guy I met at work. I thought I'd found happiness, and I moved in with him. He introduced me to drugs and was also abusive. He called me names, and he stole from my family. I couldn't deal with the hurt he caused them, so I eventually stopped seeing them, and my mom would call. And half the time I wouldn't answer because I was so ashamed. She would always tell me she loved me, and she would try to get me to go to church, but I would tell her that God couldn't love me for the pain I had caused her and my stepdad. I started taking nerve pills and really just quit caring about my life, but I still stayed with him. When I tried to leave, he would hide my phone, and he would hide my keys, and he would tell me that if I ever left, then he would tell everyone that how I was on drugs, and many people at work, where I worked with, begged me to leave him and told me I didn't deserve the way he treated me, but I thought I did. I thought I did deserve the way he treated me. I finally got his sister's phone and called my mom while she was at church, and she came and got me. And I know that day God answered her prayers, because if I wouldn't have left, then I know I would be dead. I started going to church here, and I tried to quit the drugs before, but I would still keep going back and still keep doing them. And then one night I was here, and Lane Sitz was here, and I was sitting right over there, and he pointed at me and said, "Hey, you in the blue shirt." And I was like, "Who, me?" And he said, "Yeah, you." And so he came up there. He told me to come up there and asked me if he could pray for me. And I said yeah. And he told me that God knew my hurt and my shame, and that for the things that I've been crying about, that I wouldn't cry about them anymore. And that was when I received my prayer language, and I got freed from drugs. I mean, if he would have, I know that I'm so glad that he called me up, because if it hadn't been for that, I wouldn't be here. I know I would. I mean, I had already wrecked my mom's car, totaled it, almost died, and I'm so glad for her prayers And I'm sure half this church probably prayed for me too, even though y'all didn't know it. And I just recently quit taking my antidepressants. I can't remember a time in my life ever being as happy as I am now. I've let go of all the unforgiveness and all the hurt that was caused to me, and I realize now that it wasn't the people that were hurting me, it was the devil that was working through them to hurt me, because he tries to come at you at the point where you're weakest at, and he did. He came through them to me. I just want you people in the program to know that this is a great, great church, and that if he can set me free, he can set any of you free. And it is the best freedom. I've never felt like this in my entire life. And I just want to say thank you to everyone in this church that's helped me and befriended me and that loves me. Thank you.